Jimmy Garoppolo, what really happened to him? We Coach and I like to go tinfoil hat. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to lay out the facts as well as we know them and try to interpret them later. So let's see if we can do that first. Okay. So it seems to me that they say he got injured in the second quarter on that sack. It was a nationally televised game. No camera picked up him, grimacing or any trainer checking him out. It was never reported to the media afterward. After the game, I mean, he was using his thumb. He was opening water bottles. It seemed like if it was communicated to anyone, it was very informal and it wasn't taken seriously at the time. A few days later, he's probably at home on Christmas vacation on this mini bye week, and it starts to hurt more. And this is where the disconnect comes in between him and the Niners, because yesterday when Kyle Shanahan finally reported what was going on, he said it's a sprain. And then immediately afterward, there's, Schefter saying, no, it's more than that. Saying it's broken and there's a torn ligament. When Kyle had been asked point blank, is it broken? He said no. So where's this disconnect come from? I'm guessing, that it got worse when he went home. He got it checked out on his own, probably. He probably had his own imaging done. And I'm guessing, the Niners still haven't officially checked him. I wonder if any Niners trainers have checked him, because it doesn't sound like he was there at the facility yesterday. He'll probably be there on Wednesday, and they'll finally check him out tomorrow. But I think it's gotten weird because there was this mini bye week. He went home, and maybe he didn't really communicate everything right up front. Maybe the Niners were surprised when he didn't show up for practice.
Right, and Schefter and everybody were getting their information not from inside the Niners, but inside Jimmy G's camp.
That seems pretty clear. I mean, if the Niners are giving out information that's instantly proven or not instantly contradicted, I don't think they're contradicting themselves with leaks. It seems like usually there's the team side and the player's side. And it seems like whoever is leaking to these two guys is making it seem like, it's worse than the Niners are making it seem. It's worse than the Niners are making it seem. So, I mean, that seems like that would probably come from the players' camp, but I don't know. Probably, but I don't know. Probably, but I don't know. So it seems to me like, can we interpret that there's bad blood? Or, I mean, this could be a million reasons that Jimmy Garoppolo would get this checked out on his own and not be but again, like having Kyle Shanahan go out there and say the wrong thing, like what's up with that? Are they not being forthcoming with the 49ers? That seems like almost that there's bad blood between the two sides. Like maybe Jimmy feels, hey, you kind of threw me under the bus for this loss, so maybe I'm going to protect myself and see how you guys do without me. I don't know. I mean, it seems very strange that they're not on the same page.
I think it's safe to assume like they're not things aren't perfect between them, right? I mean, you traded 3 first-round picks for his replacement, so like
it's already awkward,
right? It's already, like you said, it's already awkward. Things aren't perfect between them. Like maybe it's better than a situation could have been, but I mean, there's already some angst there.
I felt like they were going to scapegoat him for the eventual loss in the playoffs. Like whatever, they were praising him, but when they lost in the playoffs, they were going to blame him, and it's going to be 100% his fault. Well, that just happened a few weeks early. It happened in Tennessee. It's exactly what happened. And I think, I don't know, I have no idea what happened, but I could see from Jimmy's perspective, like, you're just going to make me the fall guy? I had one bad game? Okay, fine. I'm the bad guy. Right. Let's see how you guys do it. Now, it does seem like a very serious injury. I'm not saying he's faking it. Chip bone, torn ligament. Sounds serious. But I could see him like being like, all right, well, you'll find out when you find out, and let's see how prepared you are to not have me.
Right. With the whole tinfoil hat theory, I think you got to think what would be why, if you're thinking about a reason for him to fake an injury or anything or the Niners
I don't think he's faking an injury.
Like right now, and I don't think the Niners would be blowing it up either, because there's no reason for that. The Niners, ideally, they want to trade him for the highest value, and he's had injury plagued past. So him getting another injury is not helping them on that front. And number two, if he's trying to go to another team after this, him getting another injury is not helping him on that. So there's no positive angle for him to have injury other than like, oh well, that explains why he played so poorly, but that's not enough to make it better than, it's not enough, right? Like
To me, the most interesting factor here is why did the Niners not know the facts? Like, why are the Niners the last to know? Usually, the team and the player will be in lockstep, but it's a very awkward relationship between the two. It was held together very weirdly all season. I think we knew how it was going to end, and it just ended a few weeks before we were expected, and before the playoffs. Anyway,
if you were Jimmy G, would you trust their medical staff?
No.
Yeah,
but also I would, if I were Jimmy G, I would feel. I think this is different, but I think that there's a weird dynamic between Jimmy and the Niners. Okay, Jimmy didn't act this way in New England, I don't think, because it's New England. They're established without him. But he came to the Niners, they were nothing, right? 1-10. And he was Jimmy Jesus. He was Jimmy Savior. And after that, I mean, I think the dynamic of you pretty much had to kiss the ring and bow down to Jimmy Garoppolo in Santa Clara, because Kyle was nothing as a head coach without him. That team was nothing without him. And in 5 years, they've won 7 games without him. So I think that, like, he's been a good sport about it all, but I think his camp is probably feels like, okay, you're making Jimmy the bad guy here. What are you guys really without Jimmy? You say you carry Jimmy. All right, well, go carry Lance then. And again, I'm not saying that Jimmy's like shutting himself down to prove a point, but I just feel like now that he's hurt, the fact that the Niners are not getting a clear line of communication from him feels like the bitter end to a bitter relationship. It's no longer your business. I'm out. And I don't think he's. If it's really what they're saying is, that's probably a 6-week injury. He's probably not going to play anymore for this team.
Right. I mean, didn't he essentially shut himself down to prove a point last year?
I don't know.
I mean, that was another tinfoil hat theory, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. He got hurt twice. Anyway, so now what happens? Like, does he have any trade value? Will he refuse to play for this team next year? Will the Niners cut him? Will they force him to retire for a year? What is the next step with Jimmy Garoppolo here? I mean, he's gotten hurt twice this year, twice last year. He's going to be 31 next year. He's still going to be on the hook for $27 million. It's not guaranteed, but I don't think. What's going on? What's the next move?
I mean, in my opinion, I don't see them getting anything better than a third pick for a third round. Now, and
I'm happy to get a third round pick for him.
Right.
Wow.
But who's going to want to take that salary? Like, I think if I'm a team, I'm interested in Jimmy on the free agent market, where I can make him an offer in probably the $12 million range. And I feel like I can win. I could probably win with him at that salary. But I'm not taking him at 25. And if you're the Niners, is it worth it to foot half of that salary for a third or fourth round pick? I don't think so. All right, give me the salary. So in my opinion, I would just straight cut him.
Yeah.
As a Niners, because I don't think the value is there. Now, if it is, then
I would cut him too, but they're not going to. They're going to be really. I feel like they could have like an Al Davis-esque standoff here, where they're like, "We're not going to cut you. We refuse. There is value here, and we're not just going to give you away." And Jimmy's like, "Well, I don't want to play here anymore. I'm out." And they could be like, "Well, you have to retire for a year then. Sorry, you have to wait until we have you under contract for." It could get messy. That's the one thing I'm curious about. Is this going to get messy in the offseason? Because I'm not sure they can trade him. To me, if there was a trade market for Jimmy, it was New England. It was the New England Patriots. And I'm betting they're looking at this right now and being like, thank God we drafted Mac Jones and didn't do that, because look at him. He's hurt. Same guy, hurt twice. Right. So I don't know that there's a trade market for this guy, especially, you look at a third round pick like Davis Mills playing well. Maybe team will look at this draft class and be like, okay, maybe there's no franchise quarterback, but why don't I just draft Desmond Ridder in round 2 instead of trading a round 2 pick for Jimmy Garoppolo?
Right. So here's the thing. What Jimmy is he's injury prone.
Yep.
And he's turnover prone. Like, those are
bad decisions, doesn't throw downfield, doesn't improve, and has an air about him. Like, I think it comes back to the Niners were nothing with that. He seems uncoachable to me. He makes the same mistakes all the time. To me, he seems like a smiling, uncoachable guy who's, I got it made. I got it figured out. And that's what I think I don't like about his play. He's always got that smile after a pick, like it's not his fault. He's always got an excuse. I don't think he's coachable. I don't think he really cares enough to take his game to the next level. I don't think he does. I grew up on Steve Young. Damn it. Right. I know what that looks like. I'm just saying.
I've never had a problem with him laughing and or something about it because people emotionally handle situations differently. Now, where I do agree with you now, where he doesn't take responsibility after a game, it's not it's we, it's all that. Big time quarterbacks immediately after the game will tell you it's on me. Yep. It's on me.
Like, and that's doing a service for your teammates. Like, it takes the pressure off of all of them. They appreciate it.
Right. And in the NFL, it's about the quarterback. I mean, everybody pretty much knows that. A lot of games are pretty much win or lost with quarterback play. And you're literally the highest paid player on the team, which right.
Let's talk about what his excuses after this game real quick. I mean, he said that it should have been a touchdown to George Kittle. No, he was clearly not open. You decided to throw that pass to a guy who was clearly covered. Now, maybe had he run a different route, he would have been open.
Right.
But you have eyes, and you saw the route he run and the fact that he was not covered. That's on you, dude. And your thumb wasn't broken at that point. You missed wide open Kyle Juszczyk before your thumb was broken. That's on you. I mean, you can't go up there and say that should have been also the fourth down to Brandon Ayuk. Dude, Ayuk did it right. It was zone coverage. There was a guy in front of him. He settled down. That's on you, dude. And he will never say it's on me. It's, well, it kind of implies it's on Brandon there. It's on George. Like, no.
And those three mistakes are all the same things we've all said about. He can't throw outside. That's outside the numbers and deep. That's the juice throw.
Yep.
He throws too much over and gets picked over the middle. Those are the two picks he had. Over the middle, force the ball.
His worst play of the game was the pick that wasn't intercepted. The one that was dropped by Rashaan Evans. I mean, that would have been a pick six. That was again right to the middle linebacker. That was the Bobby Wagner interception from 3 weeks ago. He does it all, especially in practice. And that's what threw me the most. I mean, it's like deja vu. That was the worst one and it didn't count.
Do you know his interception percentage this season, right? It's 2.4 out of 2.4% out of qualifying quarterbacks. Do you know the quarterbacks that are worse than him?
Who?
Kyler Murray at 2.5, Mac Jones at 2.6, Trevor Lawrence at 2.6, Tua at 2.7, Davis Mills at 2.7, Joe Burrow at 2.9, Ryan Tannehill at 2.9, Baker Mayfield at 2.9, Taylor Haneke at 3.2, Sam Darnold at 3.3, Zach Wilson at 3.3, Lamar Jackson at 3.4, and Justin Fields at 3.7.
Wow.
They're like all rookies and quarterbacks that you don't want.
Right. And again, Jimmy plays like a rookie. All right. I think that's enough of Jimmy. I mean, that's 15 minutes on Jimmy Garoppolo, who may have played his last game with the 49ers. So, Jimmy, it was a very interesting era, and I hope you the best in your next endeavor, wherever that may be. Although I'm not sure. I'm curious to see how weird this gets over the next few months.
Yeah, hopefully they just release. They can. Hopefully the Niners can admit their mistakes and just move on.
Cut him. You should have cut him. You should have cut him last year.
Yeah.
Big Bad Brad says out with the old, in with the gold. It rhymed. I liked it. Grant, I feel like you scripted this season laughing much. Wow. Well, I wish. That's pretty funny. It's not funny. Trey Area, I'd rather live with Trey learning and making some mistakes as a rookie instead of dealing with a 30-year-old quarterback making some rookie mistakes. Yeah. We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I just read all the quarterback interception percentage. The majority of them are rookies. He's on par with
30-year-old rookie. Remember the 40-year-old virgin? He's a 30-year-old rookie. He is. He's a 30-year-old rookie. David Velez says there is a 0% chance of Jimmy G playing anytime in the next 4 weeks. The UCL is what articulates the thumb toward the finger. Without it, other ligaments take over, making passes inaccurate and extremely painful. That's why I'm so surprised that he was able to finish the game and open up a water bottle after the game. But again, I understand that things get worse over time, yada, yada, yada. Fine. I'm with him. I don't expect him to play again this season. I think this is all about Lance now, and that's why the title of the show is what it is. We're going to talk about Lance now after we finish these questions. I think Lance will do great Sunday if he starts. Texans D is not great, and Lance will have Debo, Kittle, Mitchell, and BA. He will, most likely. But, We're going to talk a lot about this game. Hold on. Trey can run, strong arm, take care of the ball in college. Big playability, nothing but upside. Upgrade to Jimmy. Kyle, don't run him like a running back, please. Oh yeah, we're going to talk about exactly how they should use Trey. Yeah. That's a topic of ours.
I think he did. We'll talk about it, but I think he hit on a big note right there, which is Trey in the past is taking care of the football.
Yes, that's a good thing. If Kyle dies up a Mullins or CJ called game, Lance will excel. Yeah, it's like the training wheels game for the Kyle Shanahan offense, right? A lot of easy throws. And I mean, really, in this last game, there were 22 attempts for Jimmy within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. 22. Kyle does this all the time. Do it again. This is the worst case scenario for the Niners. If they miss the playoffs, it will be on Lance now. Then the debate on moving away from Jimmy will continue. Okay, let's talk about that because I think you bring up a really good point. There is like an 800-pound gorilla on Lance's back. There's a ton of pressure on him.